Hello everyone, welcome to Code and Box Automation Lab. This is Traversal. In this lecture we're going to learn how you can handle multi-windows in Selenium. It means in our HTML page we may have a link or button that where you can click and it's open a new window or new tab. So if you need to do anything inside that new window, or we call child window, because that web page, that side, that window is also part of your application, so you may need to do some testing on that page too. So if you need to do any testing in your child window, you know how we can do this activities. Okay, we'll see in Selenium how we can handle or manage our multi-window stacks. Okay, let's go to our, here is an example. Okay, the Code and Box Automation Lab practice page. So example, I have a open window. There's a tab. If you click over here, you will see there is a new window open. It's a complete new window. Okay, so assume that this new window is a part of our our application, so we have to do something in this new window. How can I handle this? Okay, let's see. So first, so here is I'm in Eclipse. I create a class, it's called multi-window, and then I have okay, let's remove this guy. Okay, and this is my main method. Okay, this is my main method, and here is I use set property method. This is the key. This is the key of my driver, and this is the path directory for the Chrome driver exe file, as you know. And then I use web driver equals new Chrome driver as a it's a relationship between our web driver interface and Chrome driver interface, as we know. And then I use maximize method to maximize window, and here is a get method to launch our site. Okay, so first what are you gonna do? We will spy the tab over here. Okay, here. Okay, so you can use this one, or you can use open tab. Okay, it's going to open a new tab. Either way we can use. Let's use this one, open window, inspected. So we have to inspect that's this element, the window tab element. Okay, and after that we'll click on this button. So here is the ID. I see we are going to use ID. Okay, so we're going to say driver dot find element, by dot ID. Let's use the ID. And what's the ID? ID is open window, and then we're going to just use the click method. Okay, open window. Oh, sorry, I put here is a extra. Okay, by dot ID dot click. Okay, so I'm going to click on that button, the open window button, and after that it's supposed to open a new window. Okay, so assume that I have to so first, before I open, how about I get a let's print the title of our parent page, because this page is my parent page. Okay, so after I landed, let's print my parent page, and then click on this button and go to our switch our driver from this parent page to child page, and then we'll get it title also from the child window, and then we'll come back to this parent page again, and then we'll do something so that we can confirm that our driver get back to the parent page. Say we'll hover our mouse. We'll hover our mouse over here in this button. Okay, after we come back to our parent page. So that would be our total exercise. So let's here before I click here, let's print it. Okay, let's print a title, right? I'm going to say sits out say I would say title of the parent page, okay. Let's get the title, so driver dot get title, right? So this will get the title of the parent page, which is this page, and then click on this button, and then now it's our time to switch our to the child window. So to do any activities in child window, by default our driver, the Chrome driver, our driver is in this page. This is called parent page. Okay, so if when you click on this button, we'll open a new window. So to do anything, to do any activity, say I'm going to get a title from this page. So we have to switch. We have to tell our driver, hey driver, switch from your parent window to child window. So how the driver will understand which is the child window? So that time we have to give some sort of property, some sort of unique name or ID for this child window, so that it goes to the child window, do the job whatever we say. And similarly, we will have to tell switch back to the parent window. So that time we have to tell again, tell the driver how we can identify the parent window. We have to, that's why we have to give a unique name or ID, something, so that we can tell our driver specifically by the ID or unique ID is that okay, as per that unique ID, go back to parent window. So to do this, to do this kind of activities in a Selenium, we have a method. It's called the getWindowHandles method. Okay, getWindowHandles method. It's used to handle multi-windows activities in Selenium. So we're going to call getWindowHandles method. Let's call this driver.getWindowHandles. Okay, you can see the getWindowHandles method. I'm going to call this method, and then just stay with me, I will explain you. And put this one in a variable, say example IDS, and then you will see as soon as you put in a variable, hover our mouse, you can see okay, it's saying okay, getWindowHandles, and then create a variable IDs. Okay, let's I can say the return type string string, and it's in set object. Hover our mouse. Okay, import set dot okay, let me explain you what I did. So here, okay, let me import the package. Hover our mouse. Okay, inside the underneath the set, the import a package called Java util. You can see Java, the package name is Java util. Just remember this part. Okay, what I did here, I used the getWindowHandles method in Selenium, which is the method, it's get the knowledge all the windows is opened by the driver, including the parent window. So getWindowHandles method get the knowledge about all the window it's open through the driver. So it's a parent window as well as also the child window. So I put this one in a IDS driver. It's a variable. I put this one, so IDS now have the knowledge of getWindowHandles method. It means all the windows it's open through the driver. But here you can see this, it is it's a return type, it's a string. You can see if you hover on your mouse to getWindowHandles method, you can see it's saying there is a string. Okay, it's a return type, is a string, and it's a also this is a data type. Okay, what is the save? All of the window it's saved in getWindowHandles through the handles method as a string type data, and as well as it's a set object. Okay, set, it's a the type, it's not, this set is not the data type, string is the data type, but it's a set you can consider as a like a container. What's really happen, let's go here, I can see set, it means it's like a container. So when you use getWindowHandles method, it's return, it's create a something like a container. Okay, we know array, right? Array is a store multiple same type of data. Similarly, there is a set concept in Java collection. You know, it's a set is an interface, and what it does, it's allow you to store multiple datas, but it's unique data, not the duplicate. Since we have you know, multi windows, and each and every windows we need a unique ID, so that we can pass those ID. You know, when you ask our driver to switch what, we'll give them an ID. Okay, go to that specific ID, it means a specific window. So to create those specific ID according to each and every window, including parent window and child window, to do this, okay, we are using getWindowHandles method. And that method allow you to store all of the window information, all of the window including parent and child window, in a container, like a set container. It's called a set container. Okay, this is, you can set, right? It is store, say first would be, say example, your parent, this is your parent window, and then is your first child or child. Okay, if you have a more than child, so it will be the first child. Okay, if you have a more window, well, the second child will become over here. Okay, so from here, okay, we'll traverse, we'll use another method. It's called iterator method or iterator method. You know, iterator method is help you to traverse in a set container. Okay, so that's the way it is stored. So you know, again, it's set is a part of Java collection. It's allow you to store multiple unique data, not duplicate data, and that's what we are looking for, so that, you know, we can get a unique ID for each and every window. So let's get back to here. So that's why it's a set. Okay, you can see if you hover mouse, set is Java util. So it's the packages Java util, you know, in Java collections. You can read it over here, a collection that contains no duplicate elements. Okay, so that's about the set. Okay, so now my ID has the knowledge of all the windows, right? It's pointing to the getWindowHandles method. Now I need to traverse. I need to traverse in this container for the you know, so that for the parent window I create a ID and give it to the parent window, and similarly for the child. So how to traverse? To traverse, we know for array we use a for loop or for each for loop. So similarly to traverse in set container, we can use another method. It's called iterator method. So we'll call, so iterator ID, so in my IDS, so now this ID, its ID has, you know, it's pointing to getWindowHandles, so we're going to call the iterator method. It's called ID, let's put ID, you can see here iterator method, and then let's put this one also in a variable, so give a name itr, and it's the same. You will see if you hover mouse, you can hover mouse into itr, you can see it's also stored the string, the type of data is string, and also return type, it's, you know, iterator object. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, string, and the return type would be the same type, iterator object. Okay, hover mouse and import you make sure import the right package. Okay, import iterator Java util. Okay, yes, this is the one, Java util. Okay, so now what's happened here when you create this variable itr, so itr, it means this is the itr is pointing to this set container. Okay, so now we're saying okay to go to the next and get the give a value for the parent window. To do this, we'll say itr. Now it's itr is nothing, it's all about iterator method. So it means iterator object. It has couple of methods. You could say has next and next method. You can say there's a couple of two. This is the most useful method from this object iterator. So we're going to use next method. Next method, it means when it's this, what it does, next method is take the iterator pointer, it's to the the actual the first element in this set. So it means it started to the traverse, and it goes to the first element in this set. So I call next method, and then let's put this one in a variable. It's called parent id, right? And its return type again string, we know. Right, because again, if you hover mouse, you can see it's also the return type. Its return type is a string, so its data type would be string. So iterator is point to the first is to the set container, and when you say next, it means it goes to the first element, and instead of that, for this element I put the get the element, and I put this element in a variable is called parent id, and return type is string. So because we know that the first element is the parent the parent window. So again, if I call itr.next, so when I call again next method, so it will now will traverse from parent to the next one, which is the child one, and I will put this one in another variable. It's called child window or child id, and return type would be same, right? Child id. So now this next, the first one, we know this parent window, and for this parent window I put in a variable parent id, which is the id which is the id for the parent window, and this is the id. The next one is the child id, is the id for the child window. So we know this, so we just open one window, we don't need to traverse anymore, right? So now it's time to, now we have a unique ID for my parent and our child window. So now it's time to traverse to child window. We're going to actually say our driver to switch to the child window. So before we switch, let's put in a thread, because when you open a new window, the window may takes to load a little bit time, and if you say your driver is straight to move to the new window, maybe your driver will be switched, but the page is still not it's still loading. So that time there will be syncing issues. So the better we can put some thread slip, some waiting time, thread.sleep, right? Thread.sleep, say 4 seconds. Hover mouse, add throw declaration, so it will add throw some interrupted exception. Now we're going to, so now to switch our driver from parent window to any child window, we're going to use a method. It's called switch method. So we're said driver dot switch, there's a method, so you can see switch to where we want to switch to window. There is another method, it's called window, and what window, we have to give the ID of the window. Okay, so that's why we're going to say go to the child. Here is a child window, we have to pass the argument, a specific, we have to identify, we have to address the window we want to switch our driver, and this is the ID we're passing here. Okay, now it will go to the exactly the window is open, and we which we store in our set container and giving the ID. So now our driver is on the switch, it's on the child window. So how we can prove that it's switch up there? We can't see it, so unless we do something in this child window. Let's get the say title for this for the child window. So this will prove here. Next we're going to the title of the child page, okay, and it will print, and it will get the title. It will print the title of the child window. So pretty much, I mean, you need to do a lot of other stuffs in child window. This is just simple text, so that it's proof that it's landed to child window and did something, and this is the proof. So let's get back to switch back to our parent window, because when your job is done in your child window, again you have to switch back our driver to parent window to move forward with the rest of the testing in parent window, right? So that time again we're going to use this, we're going to say driver dot switch to window. Now this time we're going to pass the parent window ID. So here we're going to pass the parent ID. So our driver will again switch back to parent window. So how we can confirm that again it's switch back to parent window? Let's do something in our parent window. So what we can do here, okay, we have a tab, we have a button, it's called the mouse hover. So if you hover mouse, it's open another two drop down, static drop down window, static drop down option, right? So button, so let's hover our mouse, just see this, hover our mouse, okay? So we have to spy this mouse hover this button. So here is the ID to spy it. So let's do this. We're going to say, so hover our mouse, okay, we're going to use example, we're going to use our mouse we're going to use our mouse. So to hover mouse, we move our mouse to just hover to that specific window, right? Sorry, this specific button. So let's use our mouse, use it to perform that works, our mouse. So that time we know that to do any activities through keyboard or mouse, we need to use actions class. We need to call action class, okay? So that time we have to create an object, our action class, actions, and who's gonna do the job? Our driver. So and put this object in a variable. So let's say a, and then return type is the same class names, right? So hover mouse, you can import action class, that's a package. Now if we can say a dot, and there is a move to element, okay? Move to element, it means, okay, you move your mouse to a specific element. So we're going to use this method move to element, where we have to pass the address, we have to pass the locator of that button. So let's spy that. We know that I have the ID. So driver dot find the element by dot ID, right? ID, and then let's pass the value of the ID, mouse hover, okay, 1 2 3, and then since we use the actions class, we know that's the end of the action class. After we use any method of the action class, end of the the perform, that we have to use a build and perform method dot build dot perform method, right? Okay, pretty good. And after that we can quit our driver. Before we quit our driver, let's run this so that we can see it. The mouse hover to this mouse, that's a button, and it's shows that static to drop down button, right? Okay, let's run it. Okay, looks like my system is pretty slow. Sorry for that. So okay, looks like it's invoke the page. Then it's supposed to click on open window button. Let's see. Still, my system is really slow. Okay, it's loaded the page. Looks good. Sorry folks, it's okay. Looks yes. Let's click on the window. You can see that's a new window. It's open, the code box. Now the driver is supposed to switch back. It will get the title from this codeinbox.com, this window. Then it's supposed to switch back. It's switch back, yes. And that's why it's the parent window comes to the the page it shows. Okay, and the mouse hover window, it's the tab is here, the button is here. For the we couldn't able to see unless we scroll down. You can but if we wouldn't find, if the driver wouldn't find this element, it's supposed to show an error. Let's see in our console, and you can see this child window is still open because we didn't close any window. Let's come here. You can see here, okay, there's some timeout because my system is pretty slow some reason, but still you can see this is the title of the parent page, this is the title of the parent page, and then this is the title of child page. This is the code box. Okay, so a driver really it's went to the land to the child window and get this code box, the title of that pages, and then it's returned to the parent window and did this job. This job, otherwise it would throw an error that this element not found, but it didn't throw an error because of the window. We couldn't see. It was very at the end. We have to scroll down. If we do scroll down, we could see this. It's moved. The mouse was moved to the hover button, and then it shows that. But it did the job. Okay, pretty much that's it. But just to remember one thing, I added also there is a implicitly wait because my system is pretty slow again. That's why I added there is a 5 seconds implicitly wait. I hope you know it. And one more thing just before we close this tutorial. Okay, we saw this to manage and maintain multi-window use. We use getWindowHandles method, but as you know, the Selenium 4 version, alpha version, it's already out. But 4 is coming. This is now its alpha version, but it has some method, some new method to handle multi windows, new window. If you see our channel Cornbox Automation Lab, and there is a couple of videos or tutorials about the Selenium 4, and the second part, if you see that tutorial, you will able to see that it has a new method called new window. Okay, new window to that will allow to open a new window or tab. Okay, so please watch this and you will see that it makes much more easier and up for the upcoming Selenium 4 version. But it's still the traditional way getWindowHandles method will work. It's fine, but this is just as a new version is coming with the new features. Okay, it's still Selenium 4 is the alpha version of the market. Up until now, but when the near future will published, we can still with that time we can use this new window as well as the old one, so both are fine. So please watch this tutorial also. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and stay tuned, watch the next one. Thank you.